If you've been playing Black Ops 6 Ranked, then you've probably been using the Krig C. It's the go-to assault rifle when anybody's playing Ranked, and the reason being is because it absolutely slapped. But with Season 1 Reloaded, there's been some changes, and now the Krig C is banned from Ranked play. But not to worry, because I've got you with the new best assault rifle setup. I'm going to show you a 5 attachment build and a gunfighter build so that you can jump straight back into Ranked and gain in as much SR as possible. Watch this video if you do want to know how you can gain more SR per game, or want some tips and tricks on how to get better at Ranked, then make sure to click on the video pinned in the top right hand corner. And if this class setup helps you out, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video before you leave. I'd also like to hear your opinions on banning the Krig C. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Let me know down in the comments below. So let's get straight into it. The gun I'm going to be talking about is obviously going to be the AMES 85. This thing is an absolute laser beam, so you don't have to worry about getting used to a new recoil pattern because there pretty much isn't any. It's got a slightly slower time to kill, but now you're not going to have to worry about coming up against people using the Krig C. You're not really going to notice that slower time to kill. So as I said previously, the two classes I'm going to have for you, I'm going to have one with 5 attachments and then one with gunfighter. Now I'm going to start off with the gunfighter class purely because I think this is better than the 5 attachment class. The reason being is one of the downsides to running an AR is you lose a lot of mobility and ADS time compared to running something like an SMG. So by slapping on gunfighter, it allows you to put that extra couple of attachments on that makes it feel a little bit more snappy, makes you feel like you're moving about a little bit better. So starting with the sight, this is all going to be personal preference. I personally use the Kepler Micro Reflex on most of my guns, purely because I find this sight to be really clean, find it really easy to use, and it's just my preferred sight. But whatever is easiest for you, just stick that on. For the muzzle, we are going to go for the ported compensator. The reason I choose this over the compensator is because it has that recoil gun kick control, which basically means that first bullet is not going to kick your gun straight up in the air. For something like Ranked where you don't have many bullets in your mag and you're not really going to be spraying, I find this a lot more important, so that's why I run the ported over the normal compensator. And what this is going to do is going to bring your recoil gun kick down by 19% and your vertical recoil control down by 20%. Moving on to the barrel, you're going to want to slap on the reinforced barrel. Not only is this going to make your damage range go up to 55, well, pretty much 56 meters, it's also going to give you a little bit more bullet velocity, bumping it up by 15%, and this is going to be absolutely more than enough for multiplayer. For the underbarrel, a lot of people run the vertical foregrip. That's a really good choice, but I think the Ranger foregrip actually is a lot better. The reason being, you still got that horizontal recoil control, lowering it by 20%, but you also get a bit of added movement speed. It's only plus 7%, but it does make a little bit of a difference when you're trying to sprint to that next objective. Now, before I would normally use a mag, however, they have now restricted any magazine attachment as well, so we'll move on to the rear grip. Some people use different ones. I like to use the CQB grip. The reason being it's really good sprint to fire and slide to fire speed. Sprint to fire, you're getting minus 32%, and slide to fire, you're getting minus 50%. And a lot of the times I am sliding into gunfights, so this really is helpful for me. For the stock, I like to put on the light stock, and the reason for this is what makes it feel a bit more like an SMG to me. So you're getting that movement speed and that crouch movement speed. Makes you feel like you're flowing a little bit more and you're not carrying around this massive gun on your shoulders that's bogging you down. And then finally, for the fire mod, I will slap on the recoil springs, and for vertical recoil, horizontal, and your gun kick is going to lower this all by 7%, just giving you that little bit better recoil control. And then if you don't want to run gunfighter and you want to have that extra perk, what I would simply do is take off the recoil springs and the stock. Now, this is going to make your gun feel a little bit slower, and your recoil control is not going to be as good, but it's still going to be really good because this gun is a laser beam. And then you can stick on something like flat jacket or whatever you want to stick on. And that's pretty much the class setup. Now, while the Krig was allowed in Ranked, I still use this class a lot, and it actually held up pretty well. So I'm excited to see how this is going to play out in Ranked now being the main AR. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this gun. Obviously, now with all the rank changes, we actually only have a couple of guns that we can use in Ranked, so we're just going to be seeing the same guns over and over again. What do you think about this? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Personally, I'd like to see a little bit of variation, but you're always going to have that one meta gun. Unfortunately, you're just never going to get away from that. I appreciate every single one of you watching. See you in the next one.